Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for joining another scene for Living World of Darkness. Um, Tonight we have a few venues attending this evening. Um, Werewolf, Hunter, and Changeling. The scene starts off again in Silas Caldwell's tea shop, Ritual Tea. Again, where he is again keeping his shop open late. Not because he maybe had a bad day with profits, but more that he's interested to see what kind of crops up. The other night was very interesting, with very colorful people, and the conversation was just great with the tea. So, and he's feeling very personable again today. So, the shop remains open. The shop is in Queens. It does have a storefront. It's just that it's on the very end. Um, of this row where it's actually much darker than the other areas uh, around it. A little bit more probably run down, but there is a sign out showing the or displaying the logo of the tea shop with its name. It kind of goes in and out a little bit as far as the lighting. It's right over above the entrance door. And those that come in who are familiar are greeted with the same kind of Victorian, um, antiquish um, environment, uh, and the music coming from the phonograph that is Frank Sinatra. That's where we'll set our scene with Rebekah, who has actually probably been here a while.
Sorry, Sam's gonna have to sneak. Yeah, she's just seeing a friend out. Um, in fact, I'm gonna say that she was instead. I'm gonna say she was here earlier with a friend, and she left behind uh like part of her wallet, like her wallet from her purse, maybe
Hmm.
dropped on the way out. So instead of her being here with a friend, I'm gonna say that she's gonna come back later. But she was here earlier today with a friend sipping tea, and now she's not here.
Okay, that's fine.
And yeah, sometime long after that, with no coincidence whatsoever. Um, with absolute coincidence. But anyway, uh, yeah, Sam comes in with with an over-the-shoulder bag, his hand clutching that, his other hand clutching a small newspaper clipping. He's got something of a smile on his face when he walks down the familiar street. Well, getting more familiar, and yeah, makes to the front door and opens it. Definitely more casually than last time. With a great big smile on his face. He looks inside and smells that kind of earthy tea smell, and hears the Sinatra, and just kind of has to try his best not to bounce a little bit. It's so fun. It's so relaxing. And he'll slip to a nearby seat, and if he can see Silas, he'll offer a polite wave if he's not busy.
Yeah, you see him behind the actual counter where there's places to sit at. So it's like a little bar or whatever. But yeah, you see him easily enough. He seems to be um, messing with his laptop that's kind of propped up, uh, but also going between some kind of what looks to be like a document or paper. Um, which probably is just checking his like banking statement ordering some more goods and whatever. So, but yeah, and he has really good hearing. So yeah, once the door opens and stuff, he kind of looks up, kind of just aims one eye at you, um, and just raises his hand in a wave, and kind of also beckons him over in the same turn.
Yeah, Sam. I would say Sam had one cheek in the chair, and when he's beckoned over, he just kind of shifts his weight back and goes, "Oh yeah, we're doing this," but doesn't actually say that. You know, his face does. He lights up. His eyes get brighter, and yeah, he walks over. The little bounce in his step, and he has a seat. Just you said like it's like a bar.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. But is his mood definitely different from like when he last came?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, um, you'll see that from like the entrance at the very south, like to the west for you, I believe, because it's reversed for me. Like those four black, like squares. Those are like stools.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um, but yeah, he will close his laptop and crack his knuckles. Probably rather looks a little gross the way he does it. So much so that he actually eventually kind of notices it and then like tries to pull his hands like behind the counter on his side when he does so. And he just gives you, like the smallest of smiles, and he greets you with a very British but very quiet tone. Good evening. You look more happy.
Yes, it's good to see you again, Caldwell.
Do you normally whisper?
No, sorry. Do you not want me to? I thought maybe because there's the atmosphere going on that maybe um that maybe that was part of the chic, kind of like a library. Just trying to be respectful. Sorry.
If there were other guests, I would say yes, but I'd rather you be yourself. It is only you and I. You do not need to do what you were doing.
Okay. Thanks. How how's business been? And he waves the newspaper clipping a little bit, and he says, I found the coupon."
Ah, you come to redeem it, I guess.
"Oh, you betcha."
And he just holds his hand out expectantly. As far as business, it's been quiet. It's about what I expect for a tea shop. But it hasn't been bad. Picked up quite a few things as far as, some things going on, but other than that, it's been pretty steady. Rebecca, or excuse me, Dr. Wright, the one from the other night, was here not too long ago. Although I expect she'll be back, she forgot or left an earring, or must have fell.
Hmm. I see.
So, will you be having this evening? Will you be having your masala with the cinnamon stick again?
Oh, yes, please.
And he kind of just nods and goes to the phonograph and kind of like tones the volume down a little bit. So it's still audible, but just especially since we're so close to it, it's not, that much of a burden for conversation. And he goes about and starts fixing your request. You actually see him throw the coupon in the trash. So, how have things been these past few days for you?
Well, a little more quiet than expected. Work hasn't been as much of a handful, and I still haven't been able to get in touch with my landlord.
What's wrong with your dwelling?
Oh, nothing really. I was hoping, I was hoping maybe I could get access to the rooftop. I I don't know if anyone uses it, and I know it's actually pretty trendy to grow gardens up on the rooftop, and I would just love that.
Ah, I remember now. Yes, you were very, very green as far as lifestyle, I guess. I remember. Okay. Do you think he will allow you access?
I hope so. Um, if not, I'll probably find a way to sweeten the deal,
Hmm.
tidy up or something.
What do you plan on growing?
I don't know. Maybe spices. I think maybe wouldn't mind growing tomatoes and cucumbers. And then I don't know. Maybe I'll look up how to turn cucumbers into pickles.
Hmm. I'm not a fan of cucumbers or pickles myself.
Do you ever wonder how they make those? I haven't actually looked that up, but I'm very curious.
To be honest with you, I don't know either. Since I don't like them, I don't really pay attention to them.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, you kind of hear all the noises that, tea like getting hot, all that stuff because of the whistling and da 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 da. And he busts out the uh the china and the teacup and whatever, and kind of pours your tea and puts a cinnamon stick in it and sets it before you. And then there's also a full pot of tea there as well.
And he'll hold the cup with both hands, and kind of give it a good first long inhale, um, with just a very pleased smile as he closes his eyes for a second and kind of melts in his seating arrangement, and and then has a good two nods before he says, "Oh, it's just the same as last time."
But you expected it to be worse.
Oh no, I didn't know what to expect. But if it's like this every time, I don't know if I can stop coming.
Hmm. Well, aim to please, I guess. But it should be good. I made it after all.
He nods and just kind of sits there stirring it with his cinnamon stalk for a while.
And in that moment of silence, possibly awkward silence, who knows? Misha is actually she was here in Queens on business. She was meeting with a potential person who was considering selling things at her shop in Brooklyn. And she happens to get out of the meeting, which she was not at all dressed up for, because Well, she just didn't feel like it. It was after hours. She was wearing a tank top and a pair of shorts and some flip-flops, and she sees that there's this place with tea and decides, why not? Why not try this place? So she's very much a proponent of helping out small businesses, and this definitely has the look of a small business. So she'll head over there. Yeah, I heard your description earlier.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, she will walk over there and push the door to walk inside. I don't know if there's a bell, but if there is, the little tinkle of the bell goes off as well.
No bell or anything.
Okay.
But just the same, you'll hear like Sinatra playing. It's not very loud, but it's very soft, and you'll see Silas kind of like give pause to Sam in their conversation as he goes and walks over to you. Silas is a moderately tall individual, very thin, stocky. Obviously, since you are a changeling, you're going to see that he has the pale skin, the tiny beady eyes that look tired, black lips, his very threadbare Victorian wear. He doesn't wear any shoes.
You should can appreciate that.
Yeah. So, and kind of walks funny. You're probably used to that from seeing other Slua, so. But
They're
yeah,
pretty awkward. They're pretty awkward.
yeah. But yeah, he comes over and he gives you a very small smile, and he greets you with again a British accent, and he's very low. Good evening. Is this your first time here, I believe?
She kind of blinks at this, and before I respond, I should mention at this point that just because she has those eyes in this picture, she actually has contacts in. They look like brown eyes.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm just mentioning it because there's other people who it would matter to.
Oh, fair enough.
And also the fact that as she comes in, especially as you get closer, there's definitely the smell of salty air that follows her. And that normally happens with Selkies if you've met those before, but it's also going to be there for anybody else who meets her. But yeah, she will kind of look at him and be like, there aren't, in kind of a quiet voice, there aren't that many of us in this city. I imagine you might remember if I had been.
Yeah, I'm just a little nervous. I apologize. You were definitely new here, that is for sure. May I offer you some tea, please?
Sure. Yeah. And she, as she starts to, sort of turn to walk over there, she will hold out a hand and just say, "My name's Misha."
And he'll reach out and give her his hand as well. He doesn't grab her hand very hard. He's actually kind of light touched. And he just says, "You can call me Caldwell."
All right.
And he just gives her a small smile and kind of like lets her hand go and then turns. Yeah. And you'll notice that like as they walk, like the floor and stuff kind of creaks a little bit and stuff. The place is kind of like a little shoddy, despite it being covered with a lot of stuff, a lot of old and antiquish things. So, but yeah.
I should also mention, because you mentioned height, she is really, really small. She's like 5 feet tall.
Oh.
Yeah, she's tiny. But not enough to have the short flaw. But yeah, she doesn't. But she obviously doesn't think anything of it, and she just she'll just walk over with him.
Yeah, and he'll kind of just walk behind the table and just hold his hand out for her to, take any of the seats she likes, especially in front of the bar.
She can follow a cue. That's fine. This isn't her establishment.
And he just gives Sam a quick glance just to make sure he's okay, and then again looks to Misha and he's like, "Have you, well, have you had traditional tea before, or you know what you will be having this evening?"
I don't know. What do you suggest? I don't know what you have.
Ah, and he kind of like holds up his finger again and reaches under the table and pulls out a laminated menu. Um, it's a lot of loose leaf teas, any of which can kind of be put together any way you kind of want. There's also a list of like teas that like are for beginners, which is a lot of basic stuff. And then there's like some for like traditional, like if you want like traditional English tea, um, stuff like that. Sorry, I don't actually have a real menu, but
It's
yeah,
okay. I don't know much about teas, but Misha does drink it on a pretty regular basis. I mean, it's not like she's not.
yeah.
This is not her first time.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll point at something. I'll let you decide what it is. That's a bit more on the earthy side, but with a hint of sweetness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, um, he'll just nod and say, "Ah, good choices. Very interesting blend though." And then he'll politely take the menu if she was done with it, and go about preparing the kettle and stuff like that, and getting her cups and stuff ready, kind of like setting everything before her. She's kind of just like making it like all in like real time for her, like while she's there.
Yeah, she's totally watching this. And I should mention because I forget all this Famian stuff because most people know this already. She hasn't been a new person in forever. Um, there is actually like a chimerical holster that is like wrapped like around her. It's got a pretty big chimerical gun in it, but it's like piece tied. She's not actually using it, but it is on her. So that there is that. That's kind of a thing. Also, she has like another bag that's kind of like a cross-body type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and there's definitely something in it, but it's also chimerical,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see movement in the bag.
Yeah, that's fair. You can, just because he's curious, you'll definitely see that his gaze kind of like flits over to like your person and actually like probably like study those items for like the briefest of seconds, excuse me, and you definitely catch him. So definitely say that. Um, Sam, if you're paying attention, you'll probably see that he kind of looks at her kind of funny because he's not really hiding it. He's very bad. So at it. That's if you're paying attention though, but he
Oh, yeah.
doesn't seem to be looking like like I guess maybe from like your position, like he just looks like he keeps looking at her.
He's checking her out.
From your point of view, yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of probably
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam's like for his part, Sam is still very happy. You imagine like if ever, you know, just in your mind's eye, imagine like he's so chipper, his feet are probably like swinging back and forth like a child's under the chair, but they're not really. He just looks that happy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Misha would actually like. Is there anybody else in this place besides Sam and Caldwell?
No, it's just them two. It's nobody else.
All right, she's going to kind of turn her back towards Sam, and kind of attempt to do sort of a discreet kind of trying to make it look like she's about to like, fuss with her like with her flip flop, right? Like maybe there's something maybe there's a stone or something.
Mhm.
But in reality, what she's going to try to do is actually, and I will roll my my larceny and stuff. I actually have pickpocket as a specialty, which kind of fits in here. She's going to attempt to take the bunny out of the bag without
And
being noticed.
Now from my first trick.
Yeah.
Have you seen Con Air?
I have, and that's where I said that from. Yes.
Okay. Put down the bunny.
I have specialties in steady hands and in pickpocket. So if I get 10s, probably one of those applies. I'm good, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count my specialty.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, you're good.
But yeah, like that's basically she's not really trying to hide from him, like from the one who can see the bag, because the bag is chimerical. She just doesn't want to look like an idiot to someone who can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of ends up working on both of you. Either way, suddenly the bag seems to not be moving, and there's a bunny on the floor.
Yeah, the bunny is greeted by like very like soft old like layers of carpet.
That's fine. It's chimerical. Nobody else gets to see the bunny except for the one person. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. That's cool. That's cute.
And it does have gills. It totally has gills. I don't know if you've noticed that yet, but yeah.
No. And yeah, by the time, about to say about all this happens probably within the span of like 5 minutes. Yeah, you have this very like earthy tea, and that's slightly sweet. Yeah, and you'll notice that it probably has, I guess, some seaweed in there, like a seaweed taste to it. You probably use that as a base.
That'll be an interesting thing for her to taste. She wasn't expecting seaweed tea.
Yeah. But yeah, and he just kind of sets it in front of her. She has like a full pot, even though she didn't ask for that.
Okay.
But it's definitely there. And here we go, the finished product. I hope you like it.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
How long have you been here?
A few weeks. I just set this up about a week and a half ago. Apparently it's Sam here. Apparently I set up pretty quickly. I didn't think so. It felt like a long time before I was able to get over here from.
And he'll give a polite, tiny little wave as he is name dropped.
Yeah, Misha will kind of, sort of nod politely, to someone who she hasn't met yet.
But yeah, I hasn't been too long here. It's been pretty good though. A lot of interesting people have come in and gone. And I decided to stay open late tonight to see who would pop up. And this is the second time I've done this, and it doesn't seem to disappoint. New York seems very interesting.
Among other things. I'm not actually from around here, so kind of surprised that I happened to find you here.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. But then again, I'm here now. I hope it wasn't a bad surprise.
Well, I haven't tried the tea yet.
You just see those black lips kind of smile.
She will go ahead and try it at that point, which I'm gonna just say that she.
I wonder if I should actually roll for this though. I'm gonna actually roll for this.
Okay, go for it.
I should have put it on my character sheet. I didn't think about that. Okay. Is this Changeling? Okay, that's Changeling. I'm gonna say it's wits, crafts. If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a normal diff. Yeah, 2 successes. It's pretty decent. Probably better than what you get in a bottle, maybe. Or mass-produced stuff.
Yeah, she kind of takes a drink and gets a little bit of a taste of something she wasn't really expecting. And she's kind of like doing that thing. It's, like she's tasting it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to kind of blink and be like, interesting. You do personalize, don't you?
I do. And he says it pretty flatly. That's what I try to bank on, is making custom flavors for individuals. So I'm glad that it turned out well. I knew it would, but I'm glad it's confirmed.
Thank you.
And he just nods. Are you okay over there, Sam?
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. And he kind of looks up from his phone. Says just doing a little social networking.
Sounds scary. Anyways, he looks back to Misha. You said you weren't from around here?
No, I was here meeting with a client, I guess you could say.
You have your own business, or?
I do. I have a shop in Brooklyn.
Interesting. What do you sell? Or what do you do? Is it services, or?
And she'll actually pull out a card and set it down in front of him. And it's this lovely thing I made a long time ago. On the back, it says Alice Mitsushima rather than Misha, and it has an address and an email address and Facebook and all of the things, and a phone number, obviously, all of the things on there.
Twitter, all that, yeah.
She totally is up on tech, so yeah.
And he just takes the card and he looks at it, and he pulls out a like an old, really old Rolodex.
She blinks at that, that's what the hell for her.
Yeah, some of the cards kind of actually fall out as he tries to spin them, like on the little rolly thing, on the roller. But
she's twitching a little bit.
He kind of sets it in the back, and there's a few other cards there that he's collected from the past few days he was here. Yeah, it's definitely old. Yeah, interesting.
I sell things from people who make things, everything from pottery to jewelry to handicrafts. Some people sell paintings. I had one person who used to sell crochet items.
So you're like a consignment shop, is that correct?
Yes, basically, yes.
Do you sell any old or broken things?
Sometimes things break by accident. Sometimes there are things that are old that have been revamped into newer type things, but they were old originally.
I may have to check out your website, or maybe even stop by, if you are okay with that.
Sure. Yeah, feel free. We've only opened a few months ago, but business has been booming. It turns out somebody pulled a few strings that I wasn't aware of until later. But I suppose never look a gift horse in the mouth?
It's always nice to have a benefactor, or somebody who's trying to be in your good graces.
I don't think that was his motivation.
Have you found out what it might have been? Huh?
It's hard to tell with him.
There is a certain allure to the enigmatic type. Though, You do know what it is, though, right?
Do you know what is?
The reason.
He made a promise.
Ah, I can understand that. He definitely can understand that.
Yeah, because another Fae should understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether anybody else does or does not, that is up to Sam, because Sam can hear the whole thing.
I had a gentleman the other evening made a promise to me about not burning down my shop. It was kind of funny, but it would be very unfortunate if that did happen. I've asked him many times to do so.
And as they're discussing promises, Rebecca's going to show up, ducking back inside after having searched long and hard for her earring.
Once Dr. Wright comes in, you'll see Sam and another individual. I'm not too sure if you met her, but it's a female,
Mhm.
very small. Uh, but yeah, they're both at the counter, and you can kind of see. Well, you can see Silas kind of like standing over both of them because he's just tall and they're sitting
Mhm.
and stuff. But yeah.
And it smells a bit salty in here.
Rebecca's met Misha before, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. Maybe was that one weird scene with Claude?
Yes.
Oh Jesus!
Yes, it was.
That was a long time ago.
Mhm. So she's going to notice Sam first and give him a grin, and then look surprised to see Misha and give her a grin, and then look at Silas, and she gives him a smaller smile. It's kind of questioning, like, "Do you know why I'm here?"
um,
Kind of hopeful.
he just uh looks at her, um, grabs the Rolodex, puts it back under the table, and pulls out a small like ceramic like little bin thing,
Hmm.
and on top is her earring, and he just pulls it from the bin and holds it out to her.
Oh, Caldwell, you are the best. Thank you.
Mm. You don't need to thank me for what I do freely.
Well, I'm very, very, very grateful. I was so bummed to have lost it. She's going to take it and tuck it carefully in her purse. She's not wearing the other one. She's probably changed since she was here earlier. She's going to glance around and then kind of move towards one of the empty stools. Mind if I join you? Good to see you again, Sam. Misha? Was it?
She blinks. She was probably lost in thought for a second. Yeah, that's me. Forgive me, I don't remember your name. It's been a long time.
Dr. Wright. I'm Rebecca.
Which do you prefer?
Good question. It depends.
On what? He pipes up with a whisper, because I'm not doing it very well right now. I keep forgetting.
Also a good question. On whether our... Well, on a lot of things, really. There's some people that need to remind themselves frequently that I should be taken seriously. Some people who just do it as a matter of course, and
I
some
just
people
like to call
aren't
people what they like. Sorry.
No, you're alright. Whatever you prefer.
Pretty informal.
That's fair. If Dr. Wright will make you uncomfortable, Rebecca, it is.
It is definitely easier, but I'll just address you by whatever comes out, if that's okay.
Very. It's the same number of syllables.
You're right. Either way, I do what I want. Would you like some tea? Again, I know you were here not too long ago, but...
Please, I would love some. Surprise me unless it's called the Black Death or something.
Would you like to try mine? He gave me an entire pot.
He just smiles at that.
Oh yeah, Misha totally is. She's doing this on purpose.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
And she will offer a bit of a grin, definitely some mischief there, to Caldwell, and be like, "Would you maybe get us a second cup?"
And yeah, I guess he already keeps like these saucer cup pairs like under the counter, so it's a very easy thing for him. Though while he's doing it again, you just hear these loud like audible pops, almost if maybe like the teacup handles might be breaking off the cups, but it's definitely not it.
Wow.
But yeah, he pulls up and sets the pair, the saucer, in like a little cup.
Can I like perception alertness or something to try and figure out where those pops are coming from?
It's a flaw from mine. I'm not even gonna let you can hear it. It's pretty gross.
What is? Oh, it's knuckles cracking. Oh no!
I'm gonna need to roll some stamina empathy.
Misha doesn't say anything because she literally doesn't care about this.
What dice were we in? Here we go. 1. No. Rebekah looks a little unsettled, despite her otherwise cheerful expression.
Once there's a cup there, Misha will go about pouring a cup of the tea for Rebekah to unsettle her more when she tastes it.
And remind me what's in it?
We never described the exact ingredients, but you want to?
No, you can go ahead. You're fine.
It's your tea. I'm sorry.
It's basically like a seaweed base with like some other like natural sweeteners, probably like honey and something else maybe. So yeah.
She had asked for something that was like more on the earthy end of things, but with a hint of sweetness, and he added the seaweed into it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's 2 successes, so it's not bad.
It is an acquired taste, potentially.
Yeah.
So Rebekah sips the tea, and she's gonna roll to keep her face neutral.
Especially when you're getting this whiff of salty air as well.
Look at that. She's got 6 successes. She's so magnanimous. Oh. This is very custom. How unusual.
I'm gonna roll to keep a straight face. Would it be probably Manip sub or something sub? Charisma sub? I don't know.
Whatever you want. Fuck it. Whatever you want.
The same dice pool, so if it's a sub, then yeah.
So okay, appearance law. You got me.
Fine, appearance law. Wait, I don't have law. What the hell? I have an outlaw demeanor. I know I got 1, so that is my successes. Yeah, if you try to see through, you can. If not, you can just take it at face value. That's up to you.
3 successes.
There's some shit-eating grin going on there.
Got it. Rebekah gets the sense she's being teased, but her expression holds. She just sips at this interesting concoction. waiting for the taste to acquire itself. Is there actual tea in this? Is it caffeinated?
I don't know if it's caffeinated, but there is tea in it. I think.
Oh.
She's asking. Sorry.
Yes, there is. There is.
She nods. I'll only have a little then. I don't want to stay up too late.
There's admittedly not much. You should be fine.
Excellent. Misha, how have you been?
I'm good. Busy, but good. You?
The same. Yes, I think the same. Things have been quieting down a little, I hope.
Well, getting my business going obviously took quite a bit of my time for a while there, but it seems to be a bit more steady now.
Didn't Rebekah and Misha have like a pretty profound moment after somebody died? I feel like there was a really weird...
Chloe, that was Chloe who did that.
Oh, that was Chloe, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Good. Got it. That makes more sense.
Good catch on my part.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Well done.
Well, no, Chloe had mixed feelings about Rebekah. But there was that moment.
Yes. But it wasn't Misha. Got it. I'm on board again. Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure you understand. A new business takes a lot of time and effort. Getting the right people, and then when all of a sudden you have this massive influx of people, you're having to deal with like 1,000 temps.
Oh no. Temps. Good luck. That can be quite a struggle.
It was, but I suppose worth it in the end.
Well, that's good. You still seem a little dubious.
Not on the business. My store is doing very well.
Good. That's wonderful to hear.
Well, anything was better than my old job, so.
What were you doing before? You worked at IKEA?
I did.
She nods, proud of herself for remembering.
IKEA, what is that? And you see him like leaning up against like the back counter with a cup of tea, like listening like very intently to you two. Like it's probably very bad how he's looking at you two. He's like,
Oh, Misha's not even shocked. This is a slew of gathering information.
And Misha actually would see like a spider like on like a single thin piece, line of webbing just kind of like dropped down from the ceiling, kind of like landed on his hat. But as he
Misha's
sit
so
and
tempted
watches.
to throw. Yeah, she's so tempted to throw a sugar cube at him.
I don't think you'd like it. It's almost the opposite of your aesthetic here. It's very sleek and modern and cookie cutter.
And horrible.
Oh.
It sounds horrible. That's... Ugh. He kind of just wiggles, and that wiggling actually looks more fucking natural than anything he's done as far as walking.
Oh no.
Period.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to roll for that because Rebekah has seen some awful shit in here.
Oh man.
She's just fine. She smiles placidly. Everything's good. Sam, how have you been?
And he looks up from his phone again. He says, I've been well.
I'm so glad. You seemed a little down the other night. I was trying to decide if it was polite to call you and Let's see if you wanted to have tea or something. Seemed like you could use an ear.
I would have enjoyed it. I don't get out as much as I probably should. But I spent the evening doing some more research for work. I've been really, really burning the midnight oil lately.
I find that tends to happen a lot to smart, sensitive people. I find it hard to get out.
Sorry.
No, not at all. Her eyeballs turn straight to Silas.
I was going to say, if you are up late, you can work here if you wish. I'll give you all the tea and stuff you want.
How late are you open until?
I may close the shop, but you're welcome to stay.
Oh, I wouldn't want to impose. After all, you've just set everything up. It's such a generous gesture, but
Just pass the word around about my shop. It'll be fine.
Of course. Thank you so much. He'll offer his hand to shake. His face lights up yet again.
This would be a fantastic time to have that version of contracts that you don't have to ask permission for.
Oh no!
As suddenly there is a deal struck.
No way.
I gotta keep that in mind. Anyways, but yeah, he reaches forward and gives you a very light shake.
This does seem like the perfect place to work on any sort of writing. Quiet, but not too quiet.
That's what I was aiming for, to be honest with you.
A scholarly crowd?
Yes, but also those that like to keep to themselves. But also be open enough to those that may want to come in a group. I also have a room in the back for large groups if they want to have like a business meeting or have an actual traditional tea party of sorts.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What an interesting thought. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm glad you said something.
I have a bit of an idea for you as well, actually.
And he tilts his head in askance towards her.
Have you considered packaging up some of your teas to be sold by someone like me?
I do that on a small scale. I'm only one person.
As are pretty much everybody that I work with. But we can discuss that later if you're interested.
Yeah, I would be open to it, especially if you can offer me maybe a lower rate than what this company I'm working with helps me with, then sure.
I'm just one store. I'm certainly not a corporation or a company. I can't offer you that kind of exposure. It's a lot more local. But, I mean, we have had at least one famous person come in and buy things before.
I have never had dreams of going international or anything, and if it keeps it local, I'm fine with that as well. Maybe I'll bring them back here. That's really all I care about.
Oh, you could totally, with your little section, you could put up, feel free to visit my main location at this address. And I mean, you could definitely send people back to you. If they want something more custom or specialized than the ones you choose to sell.
He nods slowly at you, seeming to actually he would say chew on that, but he doesn't have any teeth. But he definitely nods at that, seeming to look like he's actually pondering a bit, maybe looking a little pensive. But yeah. We'll definitely have to speak about that.
Very well. I'm always looking for people because a lot of people will come in and with a bunch of dreams, and that's fantastic if you have the dream and the drive to do it. But unfortunately, some people don't find their way. So I always, I have people going in and out of the space that I have.
Some people need a helping hand, and there's nothing wrong with that, I suppose.
Yeah. And Misha will turn to look at Sam because, well, she's not being specifically rude at this exact point. And she'll just be like, I'm Misha, as she offers like a hand to him.
Oh! And he'll hop a little bit when he says, oh! And we'll reach over and give her a gentle handshake and say, Sam Kapoor.
Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're all acquainted, it feels a little bit more cozy in here. That's good.
She'll pour herself another cup of seaweed tea.
Cozy sort of place, says Rebekah, sipping it. Her own seaweed tea. This is fine. This is still fine. I'm not suffering for any reason. This is fine.
You do. Silas does look at you every time you drink that tea, and he just, like, I don't know. He just kind of just finds it so amusing.
Rebekah is unflappable. She's sitting next to a werewolf, drinking seaweed tea, pretending that she's never seen Silas looking like something that crawled out from under a rubber mat and started moving around. It's fine.
Oh wow!
These are her friends. This is her life now.
How rude. Or actually, that's a compliment. Anyways, yeah.
Misha's just not really even hiding that shit-eating grin at this point. She just kind of keeps glancing and then looking back at her own tea. It is the most obvious smirk.
Sam is relatively oblivious, though the smirking and the passing of jokey glances can't help but get a little curious. And he asks, "Oh, did I miss something? Sorry, my nose has been in my phone all night."
Oh, no, nothing. Would you like to try my tea? It's very good.
Sure.
She looks to Silas.
He just brings out one of those small Japanese looking teacups. Like they don't have no handle, like a little handle on or anything. It's just like a
sake glass.
Yeah, something like that. And kind of just reaches over towards Misha and he kind of gestures, may I take the pot?
Yeah,
So
totally.
Yeah, and he'll pour the tea and probably fill about halfway full the cup and hand it over to or set it right in front of Sam.
No, Sam will kind of daintily pick it up with his fingertips and give it a quick over the top, and give it a sip, and then roll rage. No, I'm kidding. No.
I mean, do it because you know what? That would be one of Misha's goals met.
No, I'm shits and gigs. No, but he takes the sip, and then he rolls what was it, Manipsa to hide that nothing's wrong.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna roll my perception.
Sure. It's gonna take me a second. I'm sorry. I'm prepared like a sellsword, and I don't have my sheet up.
I'll just wait till you roll before I do it.
Almost there. Okay, manip. Well, I need to buy downtime.
You're a new
Oh,
character.
see,
That's
I'm-
everything.
No manip sub.
I tied you, but you win.
Ha! Anyone else want to crack the case of the smiling guy?
Rebecca will. She'll try. Just kind of sideways. How many did you have? 3? Yep.
3.
Nope. She doesn't see anything either. Seems good. She's not watching too closely. She
Even
knows
if I
what it
tried
tastes
to
like.
percept that, I can only get 3 successes max, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, Sam just smiles and nods. And he's as he just kind of takes a second to nod, much as one would listening to a new song and is kind of breathing it in and understanding. He's like, yeah, okay. Is kind of what his expression and his movements kind of indicate. And he very very politely sets it down and says, "Interesting."
Is it now?
I thought so too.
I think it would taste delicious with sushi.
I could see that. I could very well see that.
Well, if it's such a hit, then I'll have to put it on my menu then.
I might be able to bring some friends along who might appreciate it.
Well then, I consider it done. I just bought these damn menus too. They came in late. Well, it'll be like what Starbucks does with that secret menu. I think we'll do it like that. Makes it sound more mysterious. So I can maybe market it that way.
It does. You can call it acquired tastes.
Yeah. Try to give somebody something like that. Actually, that Gerard fellow, I try to give him a more acquired taste of a tea for his comment, but
Oh, did you? Oh dear.
he did pay me off quite well, though. That was amusing. Don't tell him I told you that, though. It would probably hurt his feelings.
I'm pleased to hear that.
He
I'm
seems like
surprised he's the contrite kind.
seems like a very discreet fellow.
That wasn't the first word I would have used, but
Well, I guess
I'm willing to reconsider my first impression.
Honestly, it's a lie.
Then it's a terrible lie. If you just said honestly, it's a lie. It's a terrible lie.
Yes.
His discretion is a lie.
He's definitely a bull in a china shop when it comes to discretion, yes.
Hmm.
Then again, I haven't proved to be any better otherwise, so. Hot and kettle. So.
You haven't been discreet?
Well, as far as with him goes, I guess.
I see.
Exposing him. At least minorly.
Wait. Exposing somebody?
He was extremely rude, and Caldwell mentioned it. Pretended. He failed to pretend to note. He failed to pretend not to notice, which is entirely within his rights, of course.
Needless to say, he called me a pedophile. It's very rude.
It was. Very, very rude.
I'm confused. Why a pedophile?
Some people like to shock.
Yes, he definitely seems like that kind of individual.
He was trying to make the point that the atmosphere in here was unique. And on the dark side. Yes.
Some people like that.
Rebekah, who has seen things in
Just
here,
takes
is going
a quiet
to.
sip of his tea. Like, yep, that's me. Would you say? I'm sorry. Rebecca does what?
She maintains her composure with one success. Some people do like that. Most people are fine.
Especially people that come from under doormats. That's fine.
Especially people that come from under doormats. That's fine.
But yeah, Silas kind of like momentarily turns his back as he goes about fixing him another cup of tea. Actually, he's probably just pouring from like a kettle he's made for, or a pot he's made for himself.
Mhm.
Makes more sense.
So, what is it you drink? Do you prefer a variety, or do you like the consistency? She's asking Silas.
Hmm. Well, this is probably a faux pas on my part, but I actually like drinking older tea. And this has been sitting here for a while.
Older tea.
Hmm.
You mean
Tea that's just been made and kind of sitting a while.
you like to wait till it gets cold?
Hmm. Maybe lukewarm. Sometimes cold. That's only half of the time, though. It's my preference, but
Rebekah doesn't say anything about how that sounds awful.
it doesn't seem awful to him the way he
Mm-hmm.
sounds. He sounds actually kind of proud of it. It sounds normal for him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. He
Mm-hmm.
puts salt in his food, you don't, you know, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Otherwise, I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to my tea. I
So,
did.
do you have a favorite you usually drink?
Just your basic chamomile tea. Maybe a little
She
milk.
nods.
Sometimes some sugar if I'm feeling dangerous. What have you?
What do I prefer?
Mm-hmm.
I like to try a variety. Depends on the mood, the weather. Just in general, I like to try new things. Know what's available.
Well then, this shop should keep you busy for quite a bit of time.
I was thinking the same thing. I hope so. I look forward to it. Certainly good company so far.
I'm probably going to adjust my hours, I think.
Burning the
Maybe.
candle at both ends.
Hmm. Maybe be open for more traditional tea time, and then maybe in the evening and towards the early morning, perhaps. We'll see how it goes.
It does seem surprisingly busy in the late evenings, but it makes sense. You very much, have an adult atmosphere here. I think your clientele will tend to be, just like you said, adults who tend to keep to themselves, keep unusual hours. Well marketed.
Wouldn't mind having some children every once in a while come by. They do tend to liven up a place.
You
Plus,
know,
it's a
I
little.
don't see a lot of those around here.
No?
More likely in the early parts of the day, I think. This time of
Probably.
night, if there are children out running around, they're probably cranky.
Probably. I didn't expect them to be here like now, but maybe once in a while in the afternoon. I'm thinking of actually allowing perhaps like new mothers who need a place or a shelter to breastfeed or whatever come here.
Rebecca nods approvingly. I'm sure you
Well,
could find signs for that.
yeah, or I'll just make one. It's not a big deal.
Rebecca declines to make any mention of the problems he seems to be having with his printer. She just smiles a little fondly.
Misha just starts thinking about the Rolodex.
Yeah, like his laptop is like an old like IBM business laptop,
Oh no.
and like the printer is like one of those ones that are like kind of weird, where it's like it's not really big, it's like really thin, but it's old, so it probably looks like a little bit of a typewriter, but um yeah, it's what it's what he works with, so he seems to be pretty proud of it. It does what he needs to do with it, so that's all you
Misha
can
has,
really ask for.
Misha has no idea about any of this. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, she can see his laptop like on the counter, like it's just
Oh, are you
closed.
serious?
Yeah, so it's like it looks like a thick like cement plate almost. Cause
Okay, she's giving it a look of horror,
yeah,
like not hiding it at all. This girl has computers 3, technology 2. Nah.
but yeah, uh,
It's his manip rule to not look completely horrified.
It's okay. I'm too busy actually looking horrified.
I know that, Sias.
is there something wrong? He kind of has a questioning tilt to his whisper.
Who's he speaking to?
Misha, sorry.
Please tell me you don't use that.
I use just about everything in here. What do you mean?
You know, maybe I can help you out.
With what?
I'm pretty good with numbers and computers. Maybe I can help you find something a little more updated with a really good program to help you with your accounting.
Oh, my laptop.
Yeah.
What's wrong with my lap? What's wrong with my laptop?
It's a very nice paperweight.
Oh. Rebecca makes that noise. And
Yeah.
she sips her tea indignantly. Like her expression is placid, but there's a little bit of a line between her brows.
Grace
She's
is
just gonna
not
sip
nice,
her
guys.
tea.
Well, yeah, well, one, you're right. It would make a great paperweight. I have used it as a paperweight. Two, it's a self-defense weapon.
I can give you that. I can see that.
The
I can also
frown-
provide you with a better one for that.
I had a third and I forgot it. But yeah, it handles what I need it for. I don't do anything fantastic. I handle my business, maybe browse the internet every once in a while, but okay, a lot, but still, it handles what I need it for. Though, if you really feel the need to help me, then I will graciously accept it. He even seems kind of questioning when he says that.
Wait till the computer comes in with all the stolen parts.
But yeah, he seems a little defensive. He even kind of like walks over to his laptop a little bit and just kind of thumbs at the little slider that keeps it closed, the little hook. And
I'm not here to change your life, man. If you like it, you like it. But you know what? I think your life could be easier.
Hmm. Well, the hard drive is getting rather full. I should probably clean it out or just brick it, even though it's already a brick, as you say. But yeah, sure. I mean, if you want.
Don't put this on me.
He seems a little mopey.
I already said if you were happy that it's your damn life.
That's fair. Oh, I'll take you out. A new laptop would be great. It is rather up there in age. I got it like third hand anyway, so who knows what's on this thing. I didn't really take the time to clean it out. Just been kind of busy.
I get you. New businesses are time consuming.
Yeah. So, what do you guys typically do around here? I think I asked you two this, Sam and Rebecca, but what about you, Misha? What do you tend to do in your free time around the city?
She sort of blinks at this and, well, tend to spend a lot of time, swimming, actually.
Are the waters around New York good? They look rather gross.
You have to pick and choose your places, but yes, as a whole, they are pretty nasty.
Sam frowns a little at that.
I have walked around one of the beaches and took some pictures. I might have swam a little myself. That's when that basically came out kind of oily, a little kind of gross. Like it didn't bother me too much, but like I just imagine like other people would not like that very much.
It's true. It's the price you pay if you're going to swim in the waters around New York. I also make jewelry, which I happen to sell in my own store as well. So I honestly spend a lot of time either making or working. And I'm in school. I'm just taking one class right now, but
What are you majoring in, if I may ask?
business.
Ah, makes sense. Yeah. I should have figured that.
Why would you assume it? Not everybody who opens a business knows how to handle it so neatly.
That is correct, but usually people tend to align things in their life with what they're doing, and I guess I should have figured that if you're running a business that you might be, well, at least a degree in business should have been the first thing I would have thought of, but it wasn't.
I'm working towards one anyway. Eventually. It'll take some time because my time is pretty limited right now.
I can understand that. School can be pretty boring too if you're not one to like those type of things. Pursuit of knowledge and all that.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Are you okay, Dr. Wright?
Boring? Sounds like your teachers are not up to the task.
I actually kind of, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I'm in school, considering that I had to fight just to get my GED.
Good for you. Good for you for going back.
I can understand that. That's something to be proud of.
Absolutely.
I prefer to get all my knowledge from reading, honestly. But I don't know if I could just watch somebody instruct in class unless they had a very specific disposition or demeanor, perhaps, or just very lively. I don't know. Just sitting in one spot for long hours without any kind of real, genuine conversation or tea, for that matter, just sounds dull.
The life of a tea addict.
Tea is life. And seems to bring a lot of, like, good people around, typically.
I'm afraid I should be going. Thank you so much for setting the earring aside.
Just make sure you take better care of your things. I can't say I'll find it again.
I'll try. Sam, we should find a time to get together.
I'd like that.
Wonderful. I will see you around. Misha, good luck with your studies. You have my number, I think. If you ever need help, shoot me an email.
She blinks and she's kind of like, I don't think I do have your information. Do I?
She's going to pull out a business card with it's her professional card, so it has the book she's written, her publications listed on it, and an email and a phone number, and hand it over.
She'll do the same, only it's her business. It is her business card,
Mhm.
which I had up earlier, and I'm not putting up again because I'm lazy.
No worries.
From behind his coffee cup, Silas just states matter-of-factly, "I'll see you again soon."
You certainly will. Thank you so much for the tea. And she slips out.
And just
Yeah.
watches her leave, and he just chuckles at that. Well, I'm very glad that you're open, Sam, to new things.
Oh, absolutely. Having just moved here, I kind of have to be. Not that I'm, averted to it, but oh,
And he looks to Misha because I think she was about to say something. I cut you off, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. I don't think it was anything important.
And Sam actually isn't very good about hiding this one. He actually has kind of obviously a sigh of relief for a moment. So has a good heavy exhale.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I almost didn't come in the other night. This is well the third or fourth chance encounter I've had with Dr. Wright, and considering what a large city it is, I was afraid of coming across like a creeper of some sort.
That's interesting. This is a really big city, and I've ran into her twice. Of course, it was over a longer period, I think. But yeah, twice. The other time had the weirdest bartender. I swear. I've never met a bartender like that ever again.
Mine was over the course of 2 weeks tops, 4 or 5 times.
Mine was months. But still, that's still pretty high odds in a city like this, right?
And he nods, his brows just a little bit furrowed with concern, but his smile says he's trying.
I don't know if I would be too concerned, at least for myself. I mean, she's a patron of mine, so I would assume I would see her regularly.
I can tell you this much. It's not a constant thing, but there seem to be sort of spurts where I start running into the same people on a regular basis. Some of them are very strange, but they're not people that I see in my normal daily life. I'm not sure what the deal is.
Well, life finds a way, I suppose.
Maybe it's fate?
The Big Apple is not as big as it claims to be then, I suppose.
Well, considering how long it took for me to get from home to here, I mean, it certainly has some size to it.
I guess in the literal sense it does. He kind of just, like, concedes that point, you know, like... So you said you met Dr. Wright within, like, 4 or 5 times within, like, 2 weeks?
Yes.
You
see my cause for concern.
Color me curious, though. Like, why are you concerned about that? She seems like a nice enough individual.
Well, yes, but I know New York can be intimidating from what I've heard. And a lot of the statistics I've looked up, the crime rates have also been something that's popped up as well. And I certainly didn't want to come across as someone of that nature.
I mean, can I just be honest with you and don't say you seem very scary at all, at least by appearance? If that's what you were so worried about.
He kind of smiles.
I don't remember if I would feel your rage or not.
You don't.
You don't.
Okay, cool.
The only splat that would is Hunter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't remember, so I didn't try to avoid that. But
Alright.
anyways, yeah.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you. But I still couldn't help but worry, you know?
He just looks at you oddly. Like, very oddly. You seem to worry about the weirdest things. I can understand trying to fit in someplace, but the fact that you worried about being some kind of criminal, or at least looking like one. I mean, you look like a regular citizen, like almost like a very casual businessman. If that makes sense.
And yeah, he smiles at that too, and nods. I don't know. I guess I got a little carried away with the thought of coincidence.
I mean,
sometimes it has meaning and sometimes it doesn't.
He kind of just points his teacup at Misha, like agreeing with her.
I mean, I think that there is some form of fate out there, but I don't think that. I don't think you should really assume that. Like, assume that people are just going to think you're a creeper for no reason. It's not like you're following her around.
No.
Are you?
Well, no.
Are you sure?
I suppose I'm a creeper in the same vein as as much as you constitute as a pedophile, dear Caldwell.
Right. Well, I'm not in the mood to talk about pedophiles, so maybe I'll go, and she'll just kind of look at Caldwell and just be like, do you have any way I could possibly take some with me? I have a roommate and a boyfriend who might be interested in trying.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
not this kind. Well, actually, this kind is perfect for my boyfriend.
Do you just want some tea bag, like some bags?
Something I could steep. I can steep at home.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And he goes about, like, he gets out like just like this little like cardboard box, like it's like a little small ornate thing. It's a little frou-frou. Like, you got off, he said it looked kind of nice. So whatever, like, yeah. And he puts some stuff together for you. It's already like in bags, and then like he also has like a small pouch that's kind of just like loose leaf tea in case you know what you're doing with that, and
She does.
provides a like a small like little fish steeper.
That's so cute. Yeah, because she would kind of look over the options and pick out something a little more normal for the roommate.
Mm-hmm.
As far as she's concerned, her puka boyfriend can have the crap that he'll hate. It'll be fine. Because she is not very nice to him. Though he's not nice to her either. It's fine. But the roommate, yeah. Anyway, so she'll pick out something definitely a bit more normal for him, and then take more of the seaweed tea with her. That's pretty much what that's going to be called now, seaweed tea.
Mm-hmm.
And she would just be like, so how much? And she pulls out like her wallet because she's not intending to just take these things from you.
Yeah, he just gives you a roundabout figure. Like, I don't know how much this stuff
A
costs.
number.
Yeah, he just gives her a number, and just gives her like he just gives her a number.
And she'll kind of look at him and ponder a second. Do you have a cup that would be, or could you suggest some place that would have a cup that is built to very large hands?
He kind of like taps his chin a moment.
My roommate likes blue a lot. It's as if she's trying to hint at something to you.
I see. Well, I might have a few things here if you want to bring him by. If you would like to keep it local, but if not, probably something online. One of the few shops I can think of might have something he might be able to use.
I prefer local. He's always breaking things because his hands just are too big for most of the things I have.
Unfortunate, but I understand the plight. You would not have to worry about that here. I have plenty of things that are broken that I end up just reusing anyways, so.
Well, I'll save all the broken things for you then.
He actually seems rather like excited about that. Like he seems to stand a little taller and his fingers kind of like drum a little bit on the table. Like, yes, please. And he just nods at her.
Well, if you hear of anybody who does something like that, let me know. I would prefer to keep it local. I mean, online is fine if you have to, but I definitely prefer local businesses, being one myself.
Understood. I'll let you know if I'll let you know about coming by to just talk to you about the deal regarding the businesses or whatever. If we could work something out, perhaps.
Sure. And she's going to sort of gather all of the things and just sort of carefully place them in her, like she's like a tote bag with her.
Yeah, and your stuff is like finally wrapped up and stuff. It kind of looks pretty neat. It like a little, almost like wrap present, almost. And he just kind of like slides it over once she pays and everything, and just kind of says, "As far as your roommates and friend go, please like tell them to come here. They'll be given a free pot of coffee, or not coffee, tea."
Coffee.
Yeah.
I know. She'll nod and I'll let him know. My boyfriend has very, very weird tastes. This is from the girl who just drank seaweed tea.
I don't think you'll have a problem here. I think you'll find himself well at home.
We'll see. And she will kind of give a bit of a casual wave to Sam and then look to Caldwell and say, "Well, thank you. Heading out. Gotta pray he didn't break something else." And she starts to head out the door.
No problem. And he just kind of whispers, "Be well. See you soon, hopefully."
You'll get a bit of a nod, but she continues out. And there is the scampering of a jackrabbit as she comes out from God knows where, under a table somewhere, and just sort of, pretty much follows along afterwards.
And for note, Sam does wave back.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's perfectly normal and polite sort of thing.
Yeah. Silas's eyes will kind of just trail after the little chimera bunny, but it just kind of looks like he's just watching Misha leave.
Check out that ass.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. And then once she leaves, he will kind of just walk over in front of Sam, and that's where kind of like where the laptop is, and he'll just politely put his hand on it, almost like lovingly for a second, and then open it and start typing a few things. Kind of check something off on a piece of paper.
Opens a notepad and says, just types out, "I'm sorry, she didn't mean it."
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, he'll look at Sam. So it looks like it's just you and I. So do you need any more tea, or will you be leaving soon?
If it's all right with you, Caldwell, I'd like to stay a while.
It's not a problem. Did you want to work in private or spend time in peace, or did you want to talk?
I'm more than welcome to either or. I won't hold you hostage if you need to go.
Well, there was a few things I do need to take care of, so perhaps just give me about an hour and then we can resume.
And he nods with kind of an affectionate smile, and says, "Yes, I'd very much like that."
And then yeah, he just says, "I'm gonna go lock the front door and close and take care of my closing duties, but it shouldn't be too long, like I said, about an hour." And he'll go about making him a fresh pot of tea, so that way, like in that hour span, that span of an hour, like he's not like forgotten or anything like that. And yeah, go about his nightly routine. And I think we're just gonna end it there. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, it's getting late. Makes sense.
Yeah. So, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Living World of Darkness.